Well, caught a couple of trucks way off the highway, I-80 in Nebraska. Also, going to be going to Georgia. Haven't been there for a while. And also responding to a lot of your comments about my last video talking about the TA Petro Ultra One program and how they stole my points, and responding to all that. Rusty and more on this episode of
The Clutch Trucker Channel.
Clutch Trucker, filmed before a live and fuzzy studio audience. Yep, that's Rusty, the world-famous Meatball Dog. Hey YouTube, Clutch Trucker here. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker Channel. Alright, sitting here in Billings, Montana. Today is Tuesday, the 13th. Our one-year anniversary for L on Wheels. That's right, how about that? So, it was 1 year ago today. The Elliott's Authority went into place, and I started with them on March 1st, so we are now at 1 year, which is really awesome. That means that opens up even more brokers, so that's an awesome thing. So, I had to take a run up here to Billings because the lignite wasn't available. The last load I did, I'm going to show you this in a minute. Everyone's having to drive around me because I'm blocking a road here. The lignite wasn't available, and I had that load of cereal, and on my way back, that's when I did that rant about TA Petro stealing my points. I've got more to talk about on that coming up. So I came up here for this one, and then I found another load picking up here in Billings tomorrow that goes all the way down to Midway, Georgia. I know, I never heard of it either. Just south of Savannah. So that's going to be a long run, a couple thousand miles, and that one's going to deliver on Sunday. Let me show you where I'm at right now. All right, there's my view straight across. Nice sunny day here. It's only about 30 degrees, but it sure looks nice, doesn't it? Okay, you see these cars across from me? Well, see, I'm blocking a road. Right there. So anybody coming by has to keep coming around me. You can look in my mirror there, and you can see I'm back into the dock. And so everyone has to keep driving around me that way, because you can see the road going further down that way. Now, there is an advantage to delivering to a place like this where you're blocking a road. It's just kind of a minor road, but they tend to get you unloaded real fast. What do you think? I like that. So I'm just going to go over to one of the town pumps up the road here and stay there for the night, and I pick up tomorrow. Apparently it's kitty litter. Normally I pick up kitty litter out of Colony, so we'll see if that's what it really is. It's supposed to weigh about 35,000 pounds, going all the way down to Midway, Georgia. Haven't been down that way in a long time. But, there wasn't anything good to get me back towards the cereal, which is my best paying load. So we're going to go down that way for a while for something different. A little change of scenery. What do you think? Alrighty, all unloaded here in Billings. That sun's really coming in here. I'm going to be turning right here on this street.
On North 15th Street, then take the first right.
Thank you, Carmen. Alright, head about
right at the stop sign.
4 miles up the road to there's two town pumps at the same exit, one on the north side, one on the south side. I'm going to go to the one on the north side first, run in there and go to the bathroom, get a couple things, and we'll see which one I feel like parking at. What do you think, Alrighty. So, I'm going to turn back here on this main drag, First Avenue, aptly named. So, haven't been down to Georgia in a long, long time. So, it's going to be interesting. I figure, well, if there's any time of year you're going to go down to the southeast, let's go down in the middle of winter where it's going to be a little warmer down there. What do you think? So, that should be nice. Get out of this upper Midwest and West area I've been in for a little while. Alright, let this other car come by because I'm going to need to swing into both lanes to make the turn so I don't take out that telephone pole there.
1/2 mile, keep right to US 87 North.
Yeah, it looks so much warmer and so much nicer. What's funny is on my way in, sunshine's shining, snow flurries. That'll happen out here in the West. I know it happens in Cheyenne occasionally. It's kind of odd. But when you have the sun blinding you and yet you got snow flurries, it kind of cracks me up. When I got to the receiver, they said that, there was a whole snow actually covering everything about 2 hours ago, and then it warmed up just enough to melt it off. So kind of interesting. So don't have anything booked after going down to Georgia. But there are some possibilities. I'd already talked to a RXO about one. They just didn't want to pay what I wanted to get out of it. But I don't deliver till Sunday morning, and that one doesn't pick up till Sunday afternoon. So So I said, well, you know, if in a couple of days you haven't been able to cover that, maybe you'll just meet my price. So at least maybe I can get them closer to what I want to get out of it. Because it goes back to Denver, and the problem is anything out of Denver just pays terrible. You know, I might be able to land like something like this again, coming up here to Billings, or that's kind of been my niche lately, is
US 87 North.
found if I go places that most people don't want to go, I tend to get paid better for it. And that's kind of been working out for me. That's why I've been driving up to Montana and going to Colony, Wyoming, and things like that, because I'm actually making some decent money. Not great, not fantastic, but decent enough.
Half miles.
To
Arrive at
justify-
pilot licensed location. Town pump on the left.
What I'm doing. So, that's kind of what I found, my little niche here, and it's been working. So, alrighty, keep on rolling up here. I'm gonna dump onto 90. Actually, I could just stay on this road instead of getting onto 90. Either way will work, I've done that before. Oh, let's do that just for something different. I just thought we'd take the side road. Why not? I'm on the interstates all the time. It's just up here on the left. It's a Flying J, technically, town pump, and everything, and casino. It's one thing that always cracks me up. Every time I'm up in here in Montana, everything, convenience store, gas station, truck stop, is also and casino. Maybe just a little closet with 3 machines, but it's a casino, is what they say. Alright, so we'll pull on in here to the main entrance. Jump inside and
Arriving at
Go in
pilot
and do my
licensed
business.
location. Town pump on the left.
thank you, Garmin. Alrighty, go right on in.
Turn left at the traffic light. Then
Now-
take the first left.
Town pump ones are always nice. They're usually pretty large and have plenty of parking, so tend to like them. Alrighty, since I'm not fueling, I'm gonna pull on fuel and not be pull on through and not be a jerk. That's all I gotta do is run inside and get a couple things and go to the bathroom. All right, so here I am parked at one of the 2 town pumps. I'm parked at the one on the north side of I-90. I looked during the other one, they didn't have much grass, so I came over to this one, and there's lots of grass for Rusty, so got to take care of Rusty. All right, so here it is, like I say, Tuesday the 13th. Tomorrow's Valentine's Day. And yeah, that's actually why my anniversary is on the 5th. That's why my wife and I picked the 5th of February as a day to get married, because then we're like, you know, and then we just do the anniversary gift. We don't do the Valentine's gift, you know? So see, she's a practical woman there. So anyway, okay, so first thing I want to show you, yeah, I was on my way to pick up this load after I got done with the cereal delivering at Walmart Distribution Center in Cheyenne. Then I got an oil change. I actually got a haircut. I went to the chiropractor, got stuff from the house, all the groceries and everything my wife had gotten me. Then I rolled on over to Sidney, Nebraska to pick up this load of bolts and nuts, fasteners, and all that. And on my way over, I saw a whole bunch of cars off on the eastbound side, but I couldn't see what else was going on. And on the way back, I did see what was happening. Yeah, it looks like, I don't know if those two tangled up together and that's how they both ended up down in the ditch or not, but kind of crazy. And now the zoom and slow-mo. The first truck that's upright down on the right there, I don't know what happened, but the second one is on its side, so who knows? All right, so like I said earlier, no lignite, so I'm not going to be heading back towards Minnesota to get the cereal again, so I just took this load going down to Georgia. Yeah, you know, I'm a planner, and I always talk about I like to do a couple of different routes. I can either do it in 3 long days or 4 not quite as long days. let's look at the map. So here I am up in Billings. I'm not too far away from the shipper. So I could either go all the way to Hartford, South Dakota, right near Sioux Falls. Tomorrow night, it would be late tomorrow night, maybe actually even into Thursday. So that would be about almost an 11-hour drive. Then go down I-29 through all the way down to Kansas City, cross to St. Louis, and drop down, and there's a road ranger there on I-57 right before the split with I-57 and I-24 in Marion, Illinois, which I can make it for, and then make it all the way down to the TA just south of Savannah, and that's where I'm heading to, Midway, Georgia, just south of Savannah. So I can do it in 3 days. Or I can do this, can do it in 4 days. I can stop first in Rapid City, and then I can go down to this, I think it's, I can't remember the name of it. It's in Mound City, Missouri, north of Kansas City for the second day. Third day down there to Oak Grove, Kentucky, just before you drop into Tennessee, and on down there just south of Savannah. All of this is going to depend on how the loading goes tomorrow. My appointment's not until 3:30 p.m., so I'm going to get there early. I did check out the Google reviews, and they did say you could probably get there early. So a lot of that's all going to depend, so that's going to determine how I run this route, whether I do a little shorter day on the first day and then 3 days of like 9 hours apiece, or I just do 3 full 11-hour days and get down there maybe on Saturday a little early, something like that, or just take nice long breaks in between. I tend to be a fan of the long breaks in between. I don't mind running a real long hard day, but then I like to have a nice long hard rest, something like that. Does that sound right? That almost sounds dirty. Okay, now as far as my rant, my last video all about TA Petro Ultra One program, how they stole my points, and they did, because I'm sorry, they did not let us know in the app. They still had me working towards Gear 5 for February, and then February comes, and I'm at Gear 4 because 5's gone, which means they stole 1 point per gallon from me, and I think that's wrong. Now, that's not really the problem that everybody was complaining about. A lot of people were complaining about, well, okay, I haven't responded to the comments yet. I just kind of glanced through a lot of them. I'll probably be responding to a lot of these tomorrow, but I figured let's make a video and just kind of respond to a lot of these overall anyway. A lot of people say, why are you blindly just filling up at TA Petros when their prices are so much higher than a lot of the smaller mom and pa's, blah, 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 blah. Okay, what you got to know is we have 2 fuel cards. We have, let's see, this one here through RXO. For those of you who know, that's also XPO. This is one Elliot's had for a while, and he was able to keep it when he got his own authority, and then he was able to get me one, all right? And this one gives us nice discounts. We use this app, this WEX card control app. We can go on there, and we can look ahead and see how much the fuel is in certain locations. I'll put some things up on the screen here. For example, when I fueled yesterday in Cheyenne, I fueled at the Loves because it was the cheapest price, because they gave us 20 cents a gallon off of the sign price. All right. The TA, you can see it was, I think, about 13 cents or something off of the sign price, but it wasn't as good. But generally, on this card, the TAs and Petros give us the deepest discount. It's usually at least 13 to 15 cents a gallon. Many times, sometimes it's up to 50 and 70 cents a gallon, or even more. Sometimes it's been over $1 a gallon off of the sign price. So I'm not blindly just filling up at TAs and Petro. We also have Adam's fuel card, DIY Semi. You can go to DIYsemi.com and get his card. He has some that you can get them actually printed with his logo on it. This one just says EFS. So any place that's going to take EFS is going to take that card. Now, he doesn't have discounts at TAs or Petros. He does have really good discounts at AmBest locations, okay? So a lot of those are the smaller independent truck stops, and sometimes they'll be 30, 40, 50 cents a gallon off of the sign price again with his card. So I use that one sometimes. I use this one most of the time, but this one is a great one that we picked up. My buddy Greg Hayes in Idaho, he shows up in my comments as With Both Feet. He recommended getting the DIY Semi card, so we did. And also, it's a little bit less per transaction. I think it only charges 50 cents per transaction, where the XPO RXO card charges $1 per transaction. Okay, now here's something else. I run along South Dakota a lot when I'm running that lignite, And what's funny about that is the coffee cup fuel stops beat both of these cards without a discount at all, because you don't get a discount on either of these cards at the coffee cup fuel stops. But the coffee cup fuel stops in South Dakota always have the best price on fuel regardless. So I can use either card because either coffee cup takes the EFS, and these are both EFS cards. So yeah, I'm always going by price, and that's the way I do it. Sometimes going, as long as it's in the network, and I can find out on the app, what the prices are, and sometimes with no discount, they still beat everybody else, so I'll do that. So I'm always using that app to find out the cheapest fuel. Like, okay, here's one where I just looked at, like, the York, Nebraska area, how much the discount is, and you can see what 33 cents a gallon right there. So on the cards. So I'm not paying the sign price, people. Okay, and also along those lines, a lot of people said we should use Mudflap. I've checked into Mudflap, but I found in general the discounts I get on either of these cards beats the Mudflap app. So that should hopefully squash all of that. And I have all of the major truck stops, even minor ones, fuel cards, or discount card, or rewards programs. Cards is what I'm talking about. Like, see, here's the coffee cup fuel stop one. All right. One great thing about the coffee cup fuel stops, granted they're mainly only in South Dakota, is your showers never expire. I've got like 14 showers on this card, so I can always shower there for free. I've got the Sapp Brothers card. All right, and they're mainly only in the Midwest states: Nebraska, Wyoming, let's see, Iowa, Illinois. There's one way over there in Pennsylvania. But there's another good one to have, so I can get free showers at Sapp Brothers as long as I fill up a certain amount. Let's see, here's my Petro TA Ultra 1 card, okay? Also, I've got my Loves reward card. Now, I don't tend to get, very many points on Loves, because generally the discounts with the cards we have are better at TA Petro, Sapp Brothers, and so forth than the Loves. But occasionally, like just yesterday when I filled up in Cheyenne, Loves had the best price. So I went ahead and filled up there, so now I have a shower on my Loves card. Okay, I have the Quick Trip card, Quick Rewards for the fleet for professional drivers. So I can get showers on my Quick Trip thing as long as you put in 50 gallons there. So I have all the cards. I even have an Ambest card. I've got a Roadies card. I've got them all. These are just all the ones in my wallet. I don't tend to use the Ambest and the Roadies very often, so they're up in my little visor thing. But I got all the cards, so if I happen to get a good discount, because now with our main card, the XPO card, sometimes we get some good discounts or at a Quick Trip or a Quick Star. And so I'll fuel up there, because sometimes they're the best price. It'll be like 30 cents a gallon off. Well, then I use my little rewards card as I'm filling up, and bang, I got a free shower. So generally, pretty much anywhere I go, within 50 to 100 miles, I've got a free shower somewhere. I tend to fill up at the Quick Stars and the Quick Trips actually fairly often, usually close to once a week, if not a little bit more sometimes. And of course, I rack up points on their card, and I can use points for the groceries in their stores, and they've got great stuff, so much better than the major truck stops. They've got real food. So, I can use them for that. And like a rack of water at a Quick Star Quick Trip is like, I think about, $5 or $6, a 24 pack of water. I'm buying at least one or two of those a week. Major truck stops, they're $9 or $10. But I can use my points for Quick Star and Quick Trip to buy myself a 24 rack of water. So believe me, I am taking advantage of every possible points and rewards program out there. If we're going to spend this kind of money at these places, then we're going to get what we can get, because these places just stab us through the heart for prices on things like oil and coolant. My God, they're twice as much, if not more, than they are at like a Walmart. So coming through the house last time, I did have my wife pick me up a couple of gallons of oil and another gallon of coolant, because it's less than half the price there. And so I carry that on the truck. Sometimes you got to buy a gallon of oil at a truck stop. And gosh, have you noticed the prices anymore? $36, $40? Hello! But, for example, with the TA Petro one, so if I have to pay a lot more for the oil, at least I'm getting a discount because I can use some points to offset the price of that. So that's how you always got to weigh it. Like, if it's only going to be 5 cents a gallon more to TA your Petro, and I'm at like Gear 4 or something like that, for example, I'll probably fill up there instead because I can get an Ultra Credit, which is good for a meal, which is $17 worth, or points, which I can use, to offset the price of other things I might need to buy. And of course, you can use it for reserved parking. Going down to Georgia, I'm probably going to need to use it down that way, especially when I get down there near Savannah. So I'll have that advantage. So you have to take all that into account when you're doing this. And Tony tried to correct a couple of people in my comments about that. And that's the way you got to weigh this whole thing out. It's kind of, a juggling act. And overall, what are you doing best with? Generally, overall, I do better with TAs and Petros with my discount on my card and the extra benefits I get. I'm just pissed they stole some of my benefits away by getting rid of that Gear 5 and didn't tell me about it ahead of time. Okay, and before we go, I do have to mention I got a few gifts. Junior, who is one of my biggest supporters on this channel, has been for years and years. Junior, thank you so much. I've been complaining about my neck and all that, and I did actually get back to see the chiropractor the other day. But he sent me this. This is a UNCN microwavable neck wrap. I am anxious to try this, all right? So apparently you can stick it in the microwave for a certain amount of time, heats it up, and then you wrap it on your neck, and it's going to help ease your muscle pain. So Junior, thank you so much. I can't wait to try that. That's awesome. One of my other subscribers, Greg Hayes, mentioned him earlier. He sent me this because when I was having the trailer light issue, I'm like, well, how do I check that out? And I had mentioned DIY Semi says, used one in one of his videos where he has this gadget where you can plug this into your pigtail line from your truck, and all these little lights will light up, and you'll know if everything's lighting up from your truck side, it's not an issue with your truck or your cable, it's an issue with the trailer. So this is a great quick way to test that. Greg sent that to me. Thank you so much, buddy. And then once again, back to Junior. When I did a couple videos ago where I cleaned out my trailer, blew it out, and complained about all the lignite dust getting to my nose and my mouth and everything, and everybody was saying, oh, you need to wear a mask, and I'm like, yeah, I know, I just keep forgetting, and plus I don't have any in the truck anymore. Well, Junior came through and sent me some of these Lament protective masks, 50 of them. So now if you see me blowing out the trailer and I'm not wearing a mask again, that's my fault, but because now I have them. It's a beautiful thing. Well, thanks for tuning in for that one. Yeah, I had to go ahead and start working on the video because, of course, as soon as Rusty sees that tripod and the light come out, then he knows he's getting bacon strips that night. So you're all over it, aren't you? Yeah, you've been bugging me for a while. I know. You don't have to butter me up. Thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe. Please like and comment. Get to your comments as soon as I can. Sometimes takes a few days because I'm a working truck driver. Also, don't forget to ring that bell for notifications so you know when the new videos come out. Clutch Trucker on Instagram, Clutch Trucker on Twitter-ish, X, whatever they call it. Clutch Trucker 5 on TikTok, and as always, sniff that magic YouTube fairy dust. Clutch and Rusty, out. The new phone books are here! The new phone books are here! Look! Look! Navin R. Johnson! Look! I'm in the phone book! I'm somebody! Alright, you're bouncing all around. You're excited. There must be a reason. What is it? Is it bacon strips? Is that it? Alright, Mr. Excitement, there you go. Oh gosh. Been waiting all day for that, haven't you? All over it, baby. You can sing it with me. He's a bacon strip dog. He's a bacon strip dog. Sometimes he eats too fast and he starts to cough. He's a bacon strip dog. And Purina, if you want to give us any money, we'd be happy to take it. And I had to bring another one of the bacon strips from home. This one's the honey and ham flavor that somebody sent us. I can't remember who it was, either Connie or Junior, or might have even been Dunk. But you got your fans, Rusty. You got your fans, right?